What's going on, guys? Chris Galang here with another video, and yeah, today, as you could probably already tell, I'm gonna be going over what's in my everyday tech bag. Originally, this was supposed to be what's in my travel bag, but seeing as this, obviously we can't travel, I'm just gonna call it an everyday tech video. Yeah, for some reason, I spent hours the other day just watching these videos, seeing what people have, just checking out stuff I'm probably never gonna buy in my life. You know, it's just either too overpriced or it just doesn't serve me any purpose, but I just got hooked. So when it comes to my laptop, the thing I can't leave the house without is fucking chair squeaky. Okay. When it comes to my computer, the device that I use every day is the Macbook Pro 16-inch. This is a device that I've been using for about, I guess the majority of the year. I'd say for the past year now. And when it comes to like 4K editing or photo editing, it's perfect. You know, it doesn't have a lot of lag. Or you know what, it doesn't have any lag, especially when I'm editing in 4K. I think it's definitely well worth the money. A little expensive. I did get it refurbished, however, for about $2,300, I believe. That's Canadian. If you're looking to buy Apple products, I highly suggest going on the refurbished section. You can get so many deals here, you know. Most of the times these products are like used once and then like they just returned it. So in my case, I've never got anything bad with the refurbished program, but it's fantastic. You know, it serves its use. Like I said, editing photos in 4K, editing photos in 4K, editing videos in 4K, editing photos, YouTubing on this, watching media. I do, however, miss being on like the 13-inch models. It's been a couple, I guess, MacBooks since I've last had it, but I do notice that it's a little bulky, especially when I'm going to like, you know, like a cafe when we used to be able to. When I'm just studying or doing some work in the kitchen. Studying, I haven't been in school in like 8 years. When I'm just in the kitchen, when I was like going to friends' places, like I found that the 16 was a little bit bulkier than I would hope for, but it lasts. Like the battery's fantastic. I need to edit, so I'm just using this for editing. So I can't complain. There are the M1 MacBooks that were just released this past year, and I do have my eyes set out on that. I think it's a lot better, it's a lot more efficient. I think the battery is almost double that of this MacBook right here, and this is considered a good battery life. So M1 model, something I'm gonna get in the future. For now, I'll be sticking with the 16-inch MacBook. And I know I was complaining about the portability, having a device that's very bulky, having a device that I just didn't want to lug around. So with that, I do have myself the iPad Air 4. It's something I picked up last year, and honestly, I did think the iPads were a bit gimmicky at first. I didn't think I'd be using this ever. I thought it was just like an excuse to give Apple your money and I'm never gonna touch this product again. But after picking up this iPad itself, I found myself using it way more than I do my MacBook. The MacBook obviously just is for like video editing, photo editing, more heavy computing. And it's like a nice in-between from like a phone and a MacBook. You know, sometimes watching movies on a phone isn't the best idea. So the iPad definitely covers that. And I've got the pencil here too as well. Helps a lot, helps me write a lot more. You just feel more productive, you know? And with these purchases, I try to justify it in terms of, does it make me more productive? I'm not impulse buying these things because it's the newest, latest and greatest tech. The iPad itself, I knew I was buying this more for like productivity, more for note taking. Definitely worth it. And when it comes to my cell phone, the product I use is, surprisingly enough, the iPhone 12 Pro Max. This is definitely an amazing product. Don't get me wrong, the battery life, it's got enough power for me to like last from waking up to like going to bed, depending on when I wake up and depending when I go to bed. But typically this thing would last from like, I don't know, like waking up say for 10 o'clock all the way till midnight. That's with like moderate use, like using social medias, texting people, sometimes some FaceTime chats in between. Like I said, if you're someone that needs a phone, this is the phone that I use. I think it's perfect for my needs, my multimedia needs, I guess if I use the camera, that could be perfect too. But yeah, that's what I use for my everyday phone, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, definitely something as well I recommend. All right, lastly on the chain of Apple products is the Apple Watch Series 4. I just wasn't much of a watch person myself. I do appreciate the art of watches, don't get me wrong there, but for my use, I just love having, you know, like a tech device, something that was able to tell me like notifications coming in, which it kind of seems bad. It just disconnects you from life a little more. But one of the things I do love about the watch is you're able to save music onto it. So when I've got headphones in and I'm running out and about, you're able to actually pair this with the headphones and just not even have your phone on you. So workouts are interrupted, runs are interrupted, interrupted, uninterrupted, and it just allows you to just have a way better workout with no distractions. Did I say last Apple product? Sorry, I forgot to mention the AirPods Pro is something I also can't leave the house without, or leave my room without, that is. I know back in the day, AirPods used to have a stigma of being like a meme or, oh, I'm too cool for you, I've got AirPods. But the Pro models, especially these here, I think are well worth it. I did have the normal models before, and in a previous video, I did state that they would just always fall out of my ears. I would always have like these sport tips on to just keep it in there, but the Pro models, it just gets rid of all those problems for me. For my usage, for the functionality of the AirPods, for I guess my passion, or not my passion, but my obsession for Apple products, definitely recommend these. And when it comes to my camera, my preferred choice of camera is the Sony A7iii. Shout outs to Paulo for letting me borrow his. The one that I use is actually the one recording this video. The A7 III is a camera that I found to be perfect for hybrid shooters. Being on shoots, I'm constantly having to go from photos to videos. And I think that they're coming out with a Sony A7 IV, hopefully this year. That'll more than likely be the camera I'm getting after if I were to upgrade this camera. I know this one's come down in price a bit. I believe it's about 2,200 Canadian now, just for the body. But if you're looking at a camera, I would still recommend this one, regardless of if the A7 IV is coming out. You can definitely, like, it still captures in 4K. I think it's just at 30 frames is the highest you can get. But yeah, I just think it's built so well, especially being mirrorless. Like, it's such a small, compact camera. But I guess without a camera lens, a camera body wouldn't make sense. So I typically pair this guy with this right here. This is the Tamron 28-75 f2.8. And the reason I went for this over the G Master, the 24-70 G Master, is for one, price. The G Master is about $3,000 Canadian. $3,000 for just the lens. When you're paying, this was like 900 bucks compared to 3,000. You could use 2,000 to get yourself another lens, or you can get yourself, in my case, another camera body. So there's not much of a sacrifice in quality. Obviously, the G Master would be a lot sharper, or maybe like a hairline bit sharper. A lot of the stuff you see like on my website, on my Instagram, I'll put up some photos as an example for what I can get with this camera setup right here, but it's lighter, it's more compact, it's cheaper, the quality, you don't even sacrifice that much quality. So I recommend getting the Tamron 28-75. And that's enough from the tech stuff that I use. Now it's just like random accessories. So I've got, when it comes to my hard drives, the Samsung T3. This model is just the 500 gigabyte model. I think it's gig. Yeah, 500 gigabyte model. I know that there's a Sony or the Samsung T5 and the T7 that's out right now. If it's not broke, don't fix it. A lot of projects I work with video and a lot of photo projects I do run off this guy right here. And it's tiny, like, look at that. That's all it is. And then, like, let me compare this to, this is a hard drive that I used to use, was the Lacy something, but when you compare the sizes, like, yeah, this guy right here is the one I use every day, especially for big projects, and it's definitely quick. But yeah, if you're out there, definitely look into the Sony or the Samsung T5 and the Samsung T7, which are the updated models of this right here and offer a lot faster speeds. And when it comes to these peripherals and connecting cables and all that stuff to my phone or to my MacBook, I use this here, which is another product I've mentioned in my previous video. This is the Mokin USB C Hub, and with the MacBook, they got rid of all like the USB-A ports, they got rid of the SD card slot, they got rid of like an HDMI port. So for $30, this solution right here, it kind of helped me get all that stuff back, and I was able to like retain the other 3 ports. So if you're looking to get something, especially if you're a creative, that needs a lot of cords in there, that's connecting like different drives, different SD cards, I highly recommend getting yourself one of these. Especially when like you're leaving the house, like it's just a lot easier to connect your peripherals to this right here. And lastly, a portable charger is kind of useful. And by kind of, I mean a lot useful, or really useful. I've got the Aukey, I think it's a USB C 10,000 milliamp battery. The reason I went for this guy right here is because if you look here, it's pretty thin. You know, a lot of the products that I'm listing on here it's very compact. It's all about being like portable, and if you're carrying a bunch of stuff in your bag, I don't like having like a bunch of bulky things. But yeah, this guy right here is slim. It does have a USB-C output, which actually makes it a lot faster to charge products. This product right here, I think it's worth it. You know, this is about 35 bucks. Everything I'm saying is worth it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't make the video and include those products, I guess. Oh, and lastly, this probably should have been the second thing I showed you guys, but is the laptop case I use. This is just a random one I picked up off Amazon. One thing I love to do is if I'm carrying my iPad and my MacBook together, I love to put the, well, obviously I'm putting the MacBook in the bigger compartment and the iPad in the smaller one, but it just makes it so portable, makes it so simple to keep those two devices protected. So this case right here, yeah, especially if I'm just going out and about without my bag, you can just carry this to like a coffee shop and have all those products that I listed and just throw it in here. That's if you're not using a bag, but yeah, I'd say this is like about 20 bucks. There are probably more expensive ones from the Apple website, but I'm all about saving money when I can, especially when the cost doesn't justify the marginal differences in what you're able to get.
What did he say?
That seems to be a trend with me, I guess you'll see on this channel, is I like to save money where I can. I don't like to spend it randomly when I don't have to, I guess. So perfect for those looking for a sleeve for your MacBook. And that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you found some of this useful. Again, the nature of the video was because I saw a bunch of people making videos like this and I just wanted to share what I'm using in my bag. That was just a little look into what I carry every day, things that I'm probably going 90% of the time. Like, comment, and subscribe if you found this video enjoyable, useful. Dislike it if you hated it. Leave a comment saying this video was trash if you didn't like it. But if you did, just, hey, do the opposite of that. I wouldn't mind that at all. Chris Glang here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.